at it struck 6 o'clock.
Still waiting.
Okay, all right. I want to welcome everybody to the May 2nd, 2023 meeting. It's at 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If I get approval of agenda at this time, please. Second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Mr. Ingram, would you do the honors tonight and open us up?
Y'all will please stand. Let's pray. Father, thank you. Thank you for the men and women that serve our county. Thank you for the men and women that have come tonight that are interested in their local government and what's going on in our community. Father, thank you for all the men and women that work every day to make this a better place to be, a better place to live, that educate our children. Father, we love you and thank you for all your blessings. We ask your wisdom and guidance be poured out on us tonight in this meeting, that all we say and do will be pleasing in your sight. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ingram. Before we start our planning and zoning two requests tonight, if anybody's here in opposition for any of these zoning requests, you will get opportunity to speak. Mr. Petrowski, you want to start us off?
Chairman, our first item this evening is a request by Tina Presley. She is asking to have metal siding on a site-built dwelling. This is a conditional use in the Ag 1 district. Planning Commission has recommended approval of this request.
Okay. Ms. Tina, could you come up and tell us a little bit what you want to do, and maybe if anybody has any questions?
We're just wanting to build, can you hear me or not? To build a house that'll have metal siding, basically, be part house and part shop. So.
Any questions for Ms. Tina? No? Anybody here opposed to this request tonight? Well, come on, introduce yourself. I know who you are. We've been missing you.
Take a minute.
Just introduce yourself and your address.
I'm sorry, Tom Payne, Wayside, Georgia.
All right.
I'd like to pass these around left and right here. I didn't make many copies of it. I had problems with the printer and not liking Windows 11. What you have here are pictures of faded metal from ACE building and Tri-Community Fire Department. I apologize for my printer. My commercial printer is down. I had misunderstood, I think. I've been informed that about 6 months ago there was another work session on metal roofing, and I'm sort of up to date to that. And I meant to make it to that one. It's my opinion, if we're going to use metal roofing, we're going to go back to 2015 or 2016, when I had a really strong opinion at that time that we should not use any more red roofing in this county. The roofing is fading, and it's going to fade. You can't really stop that. But we can apply an ASTM standard to it, and we can have better material, a better finish on it. At least it will fade congenially, equally all over the roof, and it will not look like these two examples right here. I mean, if we go forward with this and we get more metal and more metal and more metal, then 8-10 years you're going to drive down the road and you're just going to see splotchy this, splotchy that. Tri-Community is really bad up there, and ACE is getting that way. ACE had better metal because I'd say they were there before that Tri-Community roof. All of this roofing, this roll roofing sort of system started about 98, 2000, when every small building supply company bought rolls of metal and a machine to roll it out. So we really don't know what quality metal we're getting, what the customer's getting. They don't know. They just want a piece of metal and X, Y, Z, length, width, and gauge, and then put it on, and then it does what it does. So my suggestion, very strong suggestion, is that we consider sitting down with the architect and engineer and coming up with a ASTM standard for metal to be used within the county. And I don't see where there would be any problem doing that. In addition, I would like to see the Tri-Community Fire Department roof painted this year.
Man right behind you, I think it's
No,
already.
no, this is in your bailiwick, Mr. Chairman. This was voted on, approved, and the money's sitting there in the bank, and it was done in 15 or 16, and I haven't been able to source it.
We're talking about Wayside, right?
You know what?
Wayside, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the painter that's doing the courthouse right now has already looked at doing the fire department.
The roof.
And
Hours after.
as soon as he finished the roof, he's repainting the roof.
He's gonna paint the roof.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good to know that ahead of time. I think I probably had a shot coming over that hill. Over in,
It's horrible, isn't it?
by Darrell. Place.
Looks like 3 different grades of metal on there. That's before.
Yeah, it's been like that for a long time. Well, that just about concludes anything that I have to say, but I would suggest that y'all really consider some standards to the metal that's going to be used in the future. And let's not let it look like Tri-Community in Wayside and Ace up here in Gray, and no telling whatever else is around the country. These are the only two I happen to see regularly. So, well, I've been waiting to see this commission since 14.
Welcome.
And
No, 16.
Well, we've been right here, Mr. Payne, every other week, waiting on you.
We've been missing you.
you don't want me up there. You're just going to tell the truth now, because I mean, you don't. The next thing I know, we'll be talking about $350,000 we're spending out there for people to play golf, and I can find several other things around here to work on also.
You
And,
just need some golf clubs.
huh?
You need some golf clubs.
No, I just need to pay for not be paying. What is this? 1/3 of what's a mill now?
700,000.
Depends on who you ask.
How much is one mill?
That's a good discussion.
Little over
there.
seven. Little over 700,000.
How much is a mill?
Little over 700,000.
Now it's 700,000. All right, so we're paying a
Plus
third
or
of a
minus.
mill. I'm helping pay a third of a mill for everybody to play golf. Now, I could come up here and talk about that, and I could dig around. I could also ask and try and find out why 2 different families own the golf course, made a profit on it, supported their families, and never had a government penny in there.
Well, let's put that on citizen comments instead
what?
of on this planning and zoning agenda
Yeah, we
item.
want her to get her house built.
You're
This was metal.
You're meeting
Right.
Mr. Tom Payne for the
This was
first
metal.
time.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Payne. We'd
Nice
love
to-
to have you back up during citizen comments for your other concerns.
Well, it's nice to meet Mr. Vaughn. I just,
Had the pleasure
sorry
of
you
work-
walked in the door, but I'd like to
had
have
the
seen it.
pleasure of working with your son for a couple of years. So
That's right, yes, I did forget that.
All right, but we're looking forward to you coming back up for citizen comments. How's that?
Huh?
We're looking forward to you coming up for citizen comments.
No, not if I gotta cut pine trees down to get out of the woods. I'm okay with the sawdust.
All right.
I'll smell like a pine tree.
Here you go, Mr. Payne. You want these back? You want me to keep looking at them?
Y'all keep thinking about those. Y'all spread them out. Each one of you take a piece of one of them home. Pin it up on your refrigerator, put a magnet on it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Grandkids say, what is that? Why is that ugly?
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Good to see y'all.
All right.
See you too.
Anybody else on the, you got some more time on rebuttal if you'd like to talk, because they try to keep it even.
I'm
but-
good, I think.
Any more
It's going to be a
questions
White
from the
House
phone?
if that matters, so I don't think it'll fade, but anyway.
Is there any opposition? I know you, did you ask that already?
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
y'all.
I missed,
It's all yours.
Chairman, our next request is a private road variance for Nathan Danley. They're asking to allow the creation of a substandard private road to serve 3 lots. This is located at the end of Roosevelt Road. This is a variance, so there's not a recommendation from the planning commission.
Mr. Danley, are you here tonight? You'd like to just tell us what your request, and if the board's got any questions for you.
Just requesting to have a sub-private, I think that's what they call it, sub-private road cut, so we can put in 3 lots on the backside of our property. It stops on that first 8 acres, and we have to get a pipe put in and a I understand it has to be a connection for the emergency services to reach, so I'm requesting for a substandard road so we can put in more houses on just 3 lots so far. I have some other family members that want to move back there with me. I stay with my mom at 396, and I want to put a house on the backside.
Any questions for Mr. Danley?
No.
John?
Right, I didn't know if anybody else wanted to speak. I don't have any questions.
Any questions from the board? I think a young lady was here, had some questions. One, were you opposed? Just introduce yourself and let us know where you live at.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Woodson. We live in River North with my family. We also own the 50 acres next to Mr. Donnelly and his family. We're requesting that they be given one additional access lot in hopes that hopefully we can work together and get access to our currently landlocked track so we can get back and hike in the woods and play in the woods and everything. Right now, we have no access. We're having to go through the power lines. We had to ask Weyerhaeuser for permission, and they'll give us permission for a month or 2 to cross their tracks to go through the power lines. We have permission from Georgia Power to do that too, but it'd just make our life a lot easier if we could use their road. And I think when I talked to Tim, he said that it would be in their best interest if they had an extra lot on there too. So I didn't want that to be any sort of detriment when we try to get access.
Yeah, we can't do anything,
That's
right?
between 2 private
Yeah,
landowners.
that would be between.
County can impose.
Right.
Well, the variance is for 3
Right, but
additional.
it's their property that they're requesting a variance. You can't request that on their behalf or their property. And as far as any sort of easement to allow access to your property would be between you.
Yeah, I realized that.
And
I
those
just wanted to
property
make
owners.
sure that, that we could use their road to access our track. Is that
I
a,
can't give you that permission.
but is that something that we,
The two
if
of
we,
y'all
if we,
after the meeting, would just sit down and talk, see if y'all can work out something.
but would we have to come back to ask for a variance from you to use their, or is it just between us to use their private road?
'Cause all you're
That's
asking-
between the 2 of you as far as whether you have an easement to
Okay,
access your property through their property.
okay, so that wouldn't count as a additional lot or anything? Okay, sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it, thank you.
Anyone else on opposition? You got something else you'd like to say?
I had a question.
Sure, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Aggressive Start, but I wanted to ask, where's that road gonna start that is private? It's not gonna start at the beginning of Elders Church Road, is it? And the reason I'm asking that is because the county comes and actually, take care of that road because it's a dirt road, and of course, when it rains, it gets, washed out and that kind of thing. So we want to make sure that the part of the road that we already live on is not going to be affected by where he starts that driveway further down.
It's already a county road there, isn't it?
Right, if it's already maintained, it should
Right,
continue.
it's already
I would
maintained,
just
right?
want to make sure of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
it's,
we've got buses that go in there
Yes,
too, so.
yes.
So it's parked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they will stop where they currently stop.
At the
Yes.
cul-de-sac there,
Uh-huh.
where we already turn the buses around and everything.
Yeah.
From
But they
there is
said
where the,
They were
as
gonna
far as
put, you were gonna put
maintaining
a
the road,
culvert in
they'll
for your
stop.
road, right? So from that culvert on is your,
Correct. You're going across there, so
You know, you
it's a branch and wetlands, I need to extend the pipe.
So you're gonna put a culvert at the county road?
It would be past.
It would be
her
past.
house.
Okay, so it's not on the county road, the culvert?
It would be past that cul-de-sac where the road
Okay,
starts.
all right. Let's say if you had to install a culvert, then you'd get with the county, to get a permit on the count, to go across the county into the thing. if you already got a culvert there, you're good to go.
Standing right, Cobra.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Commissioner Wood, this is,
Motion to approve the variance for Nathan Danley on Roosevelt Road.
second. Any more discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Okay, if we can move to board appointments, appointment for River Edge Community Services Board. Commissioner Kitchens, I understand you've had opportunity to speak with them and got
have.
clarification?
Yes, sir, and yeah, they clarified that the at-large position is the chairman position, so the chairman moved from a Tweeds County seat to a Beaver County seat, so it wasn't that the seat follows the chairman. The chairman's position goes to a at-large seat. So by virtue of Thad being the chairman, the new chairman took Thad's seat. So it was not we didn't lose it, but we lost it by virtue of who's the chairman. So,
Okay.
and I'm good with the explanation. I looked at the bylaws and all, so I think ours is to move to appoint Alex Smith
Smith, isn't it?
to the Jones County. Is it Smith?
Is it Alex Smith?
He's not listed.
It's not in there.
Okay.
It's not on the agenda.
Thought it was Alex Smith.
Let me see if it's on. Yes, Alex Smith.
Okay. That, the
To
appointment
the
was-
Jones County, recommend appointing Mr. Alex Smith to the Jones County seat for the River Edge Behavioral Health Board.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, okay. We have one more appointment tonight, to reappoint Earlene Hamilton to the Historic Preservation Board for a 3-year term.
Motion to approve, Chairman.
Second.
Second, any discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. Move on to consent agenda and approval for minutes. We had the,
One more, Chairman.
There's one
what I
more.
missed?
Historic Preservation Commission Board appointment. I just, because we have an extra.
Oh, have we got anybody for that? Well, we can't appoint nobody for you.
I didn't know if y'all had
Do
any
do y'all
ideas.
have an appointment?
Didn't we have 2 openings or just one?
Anybody got any ideas or nobody anything to reach out to?
Countywide, or is it district?
I think it's countywide
Countywide,
because
okay.
it's,
Countywide?
Because
District.
getting someone appointed to that board is important because quite often, especially with Ms. Hamilton, she is so involved in various things. There's a lot of times that she may have conflicts with being able to vote on something. And
Right.
so you definitely want a full board.
All right, well, I had one I talked with, and he said he wasn't, he was retired, so he'd have been great for that position. But if anybody's got
Tell them
any,
that keeps his mind.
For the citizens'
Fresh.
benefit, could you share what the Historic Preservation Board is and when they meet?
who wants to describe that one? Who does the best job at that one?
Jason.
Jason.
I can talk a little bit about it.
All right, there you go.
So we have a
We
locally,
find somebody we can hand it off to.
we've got a locally designated historic district in the Clinton area. And so the way a historic preservation district works is anytime you want to make sort of the threshold determination is a material change in the external appearance of a structure in that district, you have to submit an application to the HPC for what's called a certificate of appropriateness. And they have certain standards that they use to ensure that what you're doing is consistent with the historic nature of that area. And so the members of that board make determinations on those certificates of appropriateness. And so they just meet, there's not a regular meeting schedule, they meet as those are submitted.
And if anybody has an interest in this or any other board appointments, if you can get with Ms. Wagner, she can get your email address and copy you on all our meetings or whatnot. So we encourage people to participate. There's a lot of opportunity in the county.
You think if this is placed on the next agenda, that someone of these brilliant minds on this board could come up with a name?
We've already got who on there?
Arlene, Aubrey, Steve Saunders, and Reed.
Donald Reed.
Donald Reed, yeah.
Need one more.
Need one more.
Okay.
And there is a criteria for, I mean, we're looking for someone with historical background, historical knowledge, and obviously interest in that, so. And there's training that goes
We
along
can
with
reach
it.
out and see if we can, we probably can get a little help from the the paper too, I'm sure.
Can we keep it on the agenda until Field?
Yeah.
So we keep pushing us?
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, so now we can move on to consent agenda and approval in minutes. We got the work session at 1:30, April 18th, along with 4:30 and 5 o'clock. Public hearing at April 18th also, third Tuesday, April 18th, and executive session. We had a busy April 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve all above.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right.
That
Ms.
was a long
Potts,
day.
would you like to, we've got you as a
No
visitor
snacks.
for Flat Shoals.
Okay, this is why I was here last time. I was told we would get a weather siren, and that's been a while back. And Mr. Graham called me the morning after I was up here, and he said it was ordered and it would be here. And they'd put it in just before you get to Commissioner's Creek. Well, I haven't seen it yet. Nobody's seen it. Most of the time when we have bad weather, it is on that side of the county. If our electricity goes out, I can't get a signal on my cell phone, never have. So I don't have any way to find out what's going on or anything else. So I don't know why hasn't been done.
Graham? Yes, absolutely.
I called him, let me finish. I called Mr. Graham. I gave him enough time, and he said that Jones County did not have the funds to buy one. Well, I think I read in the paper a few weeks ago how well Jones County's doing. So I think that we should have that. And plus, the ditch that I've been trying to get fixed in front of my property, they came out there and fixed it twice. Each time it got worse. Okay, somebody stops on the side of that road and steps over there in that mess, they're going to break a leg or something. I'm 80 years old. I'm not stepping in it, and I'm not cutting that grass. Last Friday, they sent somebody out there to cut it. He couldn't even cut it. So, I mean, you know, why can't it be fixed? There's got to be another way to do it. And our street needs to be resurfaced. And then we were promised more police presence, because a couple of weeks ago, I was going home, and there was a line of cars coming down the hill coming back from Millersville. Okay, when they got past Old Salem, there was a truck that has those big things on the front that says wide load, and it was loaded with a huge piece of machinery. He went around 5 cars coming down that hill. I went in the driveway because I wasn't sure he was going to make it. I see police out there, and I'm not, you know, I love the police department. Jones County's got one of the best police departments there is. But they sit up there at the intersection. People know and see they are sitting there talking, to be side by side talking. And people come up any direction and they see them there. Naturally, even me, and I go the speed limit, I tap my brakes so that, you know, they're not going to catch anybody. And when they do catch somebody, they're having drugs. So I'm sure they're passing Gray Highway up to come down 49 to do that. We need more police presence out there. It is anybody that has an accident there, if you jet back, there's always a fatality. I have 2 great-granddaughters that's driving now. I don't want them driving on 49. It's just that bad, so.
That certainly would need to be addressed to the sheriff, because we have no control over where he sends the deputies when they're on duty. But if you don't mind, before we get too many topics, let's let Mr. Graham address the siren issue.
All right, the time that I called you, we did not have the funds. We were right in the middle of a budget. And I told you we did not have the funds, but we were going to go after it the next budget.
No, you didn't. You said it had been ordered. The day you called me after. Okay,
Please, ma'am, I listen to you. And the board has been good about giving public service what we need, the tools and the funds to do this. Now, I've ordered 3 sirens. I've already marked them out where they're gonna be. Now I'm gonna have to remark them again because it's taken so long for the vendor to put them in. I'm waiting on the vendor right now. I've never had a challenge like this with vendors until now. That's including buying fire trucks, buying vehicles, taking delivery of sirens. We're doing the best we can do. The money's there, and we're ready to do the business. We're waiting on the vendor to come.
Okay.
And I can promise you that that is 100% true.
Well, I'll be promising you, I'll be watching you.
Now, there's no doubt in my mind. Have you ever heard of Code Red?
Yes.
Are you a member?
Yes, you put me on, the day you called me, you asked if it was okay, and I appreciate that.
And I did a test page for you.
Mhm.
Everything works fine.
Yep.
I just want to make sure that you know that.
Yes.
And the sirens
But the
are
thing
ready
about
to
it
go
is
in.
like I said, when there's bad weather, if we lose power, I can't get a signal. And I've been around with Verizon about that too, but it doesn't do any good. So I've given up on that one. If I don't have Wi-Fi, I don't get a signal. So,
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience.
well, I'm kind of hysterical when it's bad weather.
Me
And
too.
I just like, I just feel like that it should have been done a long time ago.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been there 20 years, and what we have now is what we paid for 20 years ago. We don't get anything. So, and our street needs to be resurfaced, and I guess that's with you guys, not you.
Thank you for hearing me out.
Okay, thank you. So,
All right, well, we'll look at the ditch again. As far as street resurfacing, we've got LMIG lifts that we've actually got a consultant coming in that's gonna start grading these roads. So we can get, more roads on the LMIG list. And what else? The street.
On the law enforcement, I have sent an email to Chief Humphreys at the Sheriff's Office on when one of your other neighbors, contacted me and did a request for increased presence out there.
yeah. It needs to be because they just use it for a speed trap, freeway, and it's really dangerous. Like I said, when I come out of that street, I'm going to punch it because I can look back and there wasn't a car in sight and there'll be one on my bumper.
We got the flock camera out there now too. Is it already been put on 49?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, so you've got the flock camera out there. You haven't noticed it, you can go right down there at the county line and you'll see it.
Yeah, it's down there.
It's- yeah.
It's at the county line.
Is that right?
I pass by it every day,
It's
morning and
working.
afternoon.
So
On a school bus.
they're watching.
Okay.
All right.
All right, that's all I ask, is just, I'm not argumentative. I just like to know that I'm getting something for my tax dollars. I see those signs, that your dollar's working. Well, I don't see much of it working in our area. I'm sorry to say, so, and I just feel like that we need some attention on that side.
And we appreciate you coming. We'd like to see you more often.
Well, I thought about telling you that until it gets done, that I'm coming at every meeting, and I thought that scared the hell out of you.
Well, come on, we'd love to have you.
You're welcome to come.
We'd love to have you. Thank you. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the public meeting, and now, like I said, we love to see a room full. So, new business tonight. Business one, I need a motion to postpone the health insurance renewal.
Motion to postpone health insurance renewal to the next
Second.
meeting.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
What is that
We're
date?
working on a,
Do a call meeting on Thursday.
all right,
Would everybody be available?
May 4th? What time?
Should do 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I should be good.
And we have to do that one by phone.
well, can we get 3 of us here?
May
That's
4th
the new
at
year.
6 o'clock.
Right.
And,
Keep you in mind.
So y'all, everybody's listening. Smart guy.
before I forget, hold on. All right, got it. So we got 3 and 2 can call in, is that correct? You gonna be out of town?
I should be okay.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
let y'all
Okay.
know.
Yes, sir,
All right.
Commissioner.
Chris has a
Simple
doctor's
yes or
appointment,
no.
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Is it better to do it on a regular Tuesday night, like next Tuesday, Jason? So they can be here.
I think probably as quick as we can, we need to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
do it. All right, now we got that. Homer Roberts Road bid award.
Everybody should have a copy. Today, we opened bids for the Homer Roberts Road water main extension that goes from Light and Tie to the Old Gray Highway across the existing into the Old Gray Highway. It included the connection for the well number 10 out at Henderson Road. Sellers Contracting Services of Gordon was our low bid at $2,248,000. We recommend going ahead with award to Sellers.
Just curiosity, how much over budget was that one?
You don't want to know.
Well, afraid of.
I'll say that this, Mr. Chairman, you know, the numbers we looked at a month ago, Tim had projected, I think it was $2,360,000, and so we're a little below that. So
Yeah, we're about 128,000 below the revised budget,
So that give y'all one
what we had.
Oh, yes. So comforting.
Any question for Mr. Ingram?
The install, if I'm looking at this right, of the 12-inch water main is $1 million, right? $1,057,000.
057, that's correct.
So if we
This-
actually had a crew that could do that, we might have some savings there.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that is down, the last project, the install price for the 12-inch PVC and the 12-inch ductile was $83 a foot. So that has come down. This one's a little higher. We're replacing some 10-inch water main on Light and Tie, where the elevated tank's gonna go. It's an area the War Department's had issues with several times, and when it goes, we shut down everybody. Overland Way, all of Comes Low, what we feed at the high school, Plantation, part of Plantation goes down as well.
All right. Motion to accept the lowest bid with Sellers Contracting Services out of Gordon, Georgia.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? None, all in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
The,
This was one that was already decided.
yep. Well, is that it? All right, thank you, Mr. Ingram. All right, courthouse discussion, I'll need to get a motion to postpone that.
To the next meeting?
No, she said
Just
it-
indefinitely.
Yeah, she said it would be a few months.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll request it be placed back on.
All right, motion to postpone courthouse discussion indefinitely.
Second.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Resner, we've got Georgia Initiative Community Housing.
So for a good many years, the city of Gray and Jones County have had a joint Georgia Initiative for Community Housing team. That's a program that is run by the Department of Community Affairs and the a school at University of Georgia, Family and Consumer Sciences. And so it's used to bring attention to and address a wide variety of housing issues in communities. We were up for recertification this past year. We had some, I guess you'd say, education deficiencies in 2021. We didn't have enough team members that went to classes, and so we'll fall out for the current year, but they say we can recertify for next year. The issue I wanted to bring to the board's attention and get your thoughts on was this. The housing team has kind of dwindled to, I don't know, maybe 4, maybe 5. And so if we're going to continue that effort, we just need some more people to come on board there. I think Mr. Donald Black has been the chairman of that group for some time, and Milton Appling has also been very active there, and they're not able to go to the retreats and that kind of thing like they have in prior years. So if if the board wants to continue participating in that, we just need to recruit some new members to be a part of that, and then we could look to recertify next year. So just wanted to throw that out there. Y'all don't have to give an answer, yes or no tonight, but just something to think about.
What's an appropriate number of team members?
Probably, I mean, it'd be nice to have maybe 15, and certainly all of them wouldn't be able to make every single meeting, but yeah, something in that neighborhood I think would be a good number.
I was going regularly to the meetings, and I'm ashamed. I will start back going for us. It's just been conflicts every time here lately, and so I will start going back for us.
And most all of them are at like 10 in the morning.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that was
usually it's Friday mornings.
That was the problem for me. I have operation
Yeah.
meetings every Friday.
And if I can get them, see if we can talk about possibly changing it to a different date. I know Joey Carr is usually there with family.
Do they have Zoom options? Do they get credit if they log into Zoom?
So the meetings here aren't so much the issue. We have those on a regular basis. It's the going to the training.
Yeah, and I know like one of the big trainings that they were having was last week while we were at conference, so. that
Yeah,
was
they
the one
do.
down in-
2 of those
Central
retreats a year.
And one of them, every time that I've seen, is a conflict with our annual conference.
So what are the implications for falling out?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I think it's potentially a good vehicle for addressing issues in the community. So there is a connection to the low-income housing tax credit process. And a GIC community can award 1 point in that there's an annual competition for housing tax credits. And so a GIC team can award a point if you give them permission to award the point. Same with the city if the development was in the city. And so Jones County / Gray would not have the option to award that point to a housing tax credit development if you wanted to. That's all we really lose at this point.
Well, you lose your CDBG point and your CHIP grant points too.
Yeah, there's some connection to those.
CDBG and CHIP.
Because I know when they brought me on the board, it was when the CHIP grant with South Jones down there trying to get the input but most of the property that we looked at was real estate rental property and not the actual homeowner, so.
Donald Black is no longer going to be the chairman. So, Joey's going to do it temporarily. You know, not be-
Hat she wears, yeah.
So, Chairman, I honestly, though, and I've had a couple of conversations with Joy, and I think Wendy and I've talked about it, it has not been as active as when, 7 or 8 years ago when we first got on board, and I'll just speak personally. I think the county probably thought it was more of a city thing than a county thing because most of your development and housing would be where they have availability of sewer. And so I looked at it from that standpoint. So ashamed to say that I felt like it was, not a big deal to us. But the more I learn about it, those opportunities to have it a part of the CDBG and the CHIP grant and all that kind of stuff, and having the conversation, I think we just need to decide, and it's probably a decision with the city or some city input. Are we going to try to maintain the 10 or 15 members and get because every 2 years, I think it is, you got to recertify, but you got to have the training every year. And if we're not going to have the people engaged to do it, then we're always fighting an uphill battle. And I don't think that's fair to the GIT committee or the process itself. So, I think we're either going to do it or be honest and say it's not that big of a deal for us.
We can't get the participation, excuse me.
And another big takeaway for me on that one is the fact that developers, when they're looking to try to come in to Jones County, that's usually one of the first places they kind of go and look, is with that housing authority to get that letter saying, hey, we approve, they've approved us to, and then going and seeing if they can get the water and sewage part of it. So we get to hear a lot of the insight first coming from a developer wanting to come in and build.
Well, and I mean, to add insult to injury, we've kind of had a moratorium on development downtown. We're talking about not having water and sewer that we need to promote development, so it's kind of goes hand in hand with, why that, in my opinion, has kind of gone downhill a little bit, because, we're struggling to get the necessities to make that a viable thing. So.
Anything else on that tonight? All right, now we'll move forward. We got a media protection policy, Ms. Wagner.
The GBI requires we have this policy in place due to the fingerprinting we do for the beer and wine licenses. And Ashley has reviewed it and she's fine with the policy.
We really have to have that in effect for our GCIC. Sometimes we'll do a sort of check to make sure we have something of that regard in effect, so I would recommend approving it.
I make a motion to approve the media protection policy.
Second.
Any more discussion? None, all in favor, aye? Aye. I have it, all right. We'll look over at the employee relations policy.
Right now, we just have a nepotism policy in place, and we really needed a more in-depth relationship policy. So, this is the one that I put together, and Ashley reviewed it and recommended taking out some of the wording. Have y'all had a chance to review it?
This is with the wording taken out.
Yeah, she want, under the policy part,
It's really,
she wants me to remove contractors, students, trainees.
not necessarily completely remove it, we're just gonna do a slight tweak. If you can approve it dependent upon or contingent upon,
The attorneys
yeah.
revised it.
And this is the current policy, we just need to make some tweaks to.
This is not a current
Okay, so we need to adopt it as a policy with contingent on tweaks.
With this small revision, yeah.
I think the one before that wasn't but about a half a page, wasn't very long.
So,
The way this came about was with, we had a workers' comp case, and the attorney that we work with, Phil Sibley, for workers' comp, he recommended having this policy put in place.
have we compared this to other counties? Is it similar to theirs or something?
And he does workers' comp for ACCG, so that's, it was an
Probably where the
ACCG
template come
case
from.
that, yeah.
I just was curious, under the policy in the third sentence, where it says these relationships are inappropriate in the workplace, then over here, on the disclosure requirement, if I disclose it, does that mean the relationship is okay?
No,
I just want to make sure. 'Cause
no. So if you come to me with it, we will remedy it. I'll move you to another department. You'll
So
no
there's no
longer
supervision over that
work
person.
under that person.
I understand that clearly. It said disclosure creates a transparent environment that ensures the
Disclose it.
mission is met with mutual professional respect and accountability. It sounded really nice. And trusting and avoiding conflict. Over here, it just says it was inappropriate. So they conflict, but the remedy is, I understand, moving people,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
and I see that down there. It was just, the language just sounded different.
If you don't have the remediation after it, it does sound like it's, well, as long as you tell us, you're all right.
Yeah.
But the remediation is, something will happen to make it a mutually professional, and respectful, and accountable
So,
environment.
here's my last question about this particular part. When do I have to tell you? When we break up and it's bad? I want to know. I'm going through this right now. I just want to know.
You're going through this right now.
No, just kidding. But seriously, because if we vote on this tonight, then somebody has to tell you when, in the next 10 days, in the next 30 days.
It would have to be immediately.
So tomorrow, they're going to file in front of your office. Okay, I'm just making sure y'all know.
And that language may.
Oh, there's a bunch of them we lined up at the door. Come on, let's hope not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Indirectly, even in this building. Is it in this building? I don't know.
So how would you enforce, I'm just thinking out loud, somebody makes a complaint or calls HR and says, hey, I know so-and-so and so-and-so are dating. Is that just an internal investigation and have the conversation? Okay.
And then, am I guaranteed a position? Because you're going to reassign me.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, we'll do everything to work with you, and, we've had the problem before where they said they didn't want to be moved.
If they are transparent.
Oh, I understand.
Immediately.
Tomorrow. 24 hours. I got you. I just want to know because if my particular skill set is over here in the water department and I'm a plant operator, where do I go?
I'd have to find a place.
Okay. I just want to make sure
I
that.
mean, I want to work with the employees, and,
Mhm.
I want to keep our employees. I don't, but if they stay doing, working under the supervisor we have a relationship with, we've set ourselves up for a massive lawsuit.
I don't disagree. Hey, listen, I remember a thing called an animal shelter, and I was just curious why this was not in place right after that. I thought, like, holy cow.
We do.
Just
We
wondering.
do have a policy. It just, it doesn't spell it. It doesn't go in depth like this.
Gotcha. And just so we're clear, that's the county sheriff's department. See, make sure we're clear, and not the courthouse.
No, it would follow the courthouse.
Not the sheriff.
sheriff's department, they have their own handbook.
Just making sure everybody understands.
Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions?
I'm good. I don't date anybody
Is
from
there
the county.
a motion on the table to adopt this?
Motion to adopt with the revisions by the attorney.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Anybody? No opposed? Okay, we got it.
Sorry, one more question. It's already passed. Does it work, fire department, because they're volunteers, right? I was just curious, because we know we have. Don't look at me like that, I'm just making sure.
Put up with it.
All right.
Well, some of them are married women
Yes.
over there.
Just making sure we don't have a conflict,
As
guys.
long as the supervisor, you can't.
Supervisor.
Supervisor and your direct employees.
Right.
Right.
I've moved some to another station because of that.
Thank you. Just covering your tail, sir.
Our tail.
They're going to come to you first.
That's right. That's me. I got the marks to show it. All right, no old business. Department heads. You're on.
I'm the only one here tonight, I guess.
You're on.
I got 2 of 5 things.
You say 2 or
Yeah, first thing, I said 2 to 5 things, but, listen, the,
Where's Miss Potts?
say again?
Hey, Don, come up here so they can hear you on the.
Come over here so Miss Potts can hear you.
She's a sweet lady.
You don't give her what you told her.
Station number 5, I want to say again that it's being addressed. We're next in the ringer. As soon as they finish the courthouse, the roof will be done. And I'm watching the others that are red very closely. There's a lot more out there in the county that have really turned. Some pretty colors that were like purplish or brownish, they're nowhere near the colors they are. So, I think our citizen was dead on it. approximately 2 weeks ago, we received again the Georgia State Fireworks Grant. The tax money that you pay for fireworks pays back to the fire departments that go for the grant. So this will be the third time we've gotten it. This year we'll be purchasing PPE, so it'll be well spent. Next week is Hurricane Preparedness Week. I'll say it 100 times. Now is the time to prepare for these big winds and storms and all this mess that comes from the tropics to visit us. Georgia has been hit so many times, and you know, we might as well be on the coast down there. We've been hit so many times. So, you know, think about it. If you're on Facebook, go to our page, Jones County EMA, Georgia, and you'll see every day there'll be something different about how to prepare for these high winds during the hurricane season. Last thing, Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, we're going to take delivery of a 2023 Kenworth pumper tanker, 3,000 gallons. Again, when we're waiting on these vehicles and waiting on painting and waiting on sirens, we're right at 6 months behind. It was supposed to be delivered by the last day of December, and that was contract. So here we are now. So I'm proud. We've put together a training program. This is something we haven't had in a long time. It's a whole different animal. It's 3 fire trucks in one, and it's a heavyweight, heavy D. 3,000 gallons. It will be dispatched probably 98% of the structure fires deep in the county. So we're going to put that water out there for them. So that's all I have tonight. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the support. Thank you, John. I hate that it came down to this tonight, but I've been trying with these sirens, and it's stubborn. We can pay double or triple and get one in there tomorrow, but you're talking 3 times as much, and I don't think that's fair. So, thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Chairman, well, question for Ashley, but it has to do with that. Now that the federal waivers and all are over from the pandemic, I don't know that they have a legitimate reason for being 6 months late. If we have a contract, can we start putting liquidated damages clauses in there?
Need to see the contract. Who's got it?
You got the contract for, huh?
You got a contract on that, Ashley?
Do you have the contract for that pumper?
Yes, sir.
You'll
You send it to our,
Email it to me.
I'll do it.
How about the sirens?
It's mutual.
Oh,
This is refurbished stuff.
right.
We get it at a quarter of a cost, and
Right.
they're very dependable. And I love the work this kid does,
Right.
but he's become very popular because of Jones County.
Right.
His product works well,
Mhm.
and now he's all over the country, and I have to run him down. He's in Georgia right now, but he's busy as a buzzard. I sent him a text this afternoon. I said, please watch the meeting tonight, and you'll see what I've been harking at. If you want to see me crucified because of the sirens, watch tonight live. So,
Anything else for Dawn?
because I've been begging. I've been begging. I didn't want it to come down to this tonight.
I'd like to set up a fire committee meeting sometime in the next couple of weeks just to look at all those things that we need to address to the fire departments to make sure that we're square, and then also get an update on ISO and any other things that we can do to help get there a little bit faster.
Mr. Risner, have you got anything?
No, sir.
That's right.
Wow. I'm glad to see all these citizens here tonight. Any citizen comments tonight? None? Who wants to? Who wants it? You ready to vote? You ready to get on the, what we got?
Historic preservation.
Yeah, historical preservation. Oh, you're in Bibb County, you can't help it. You live in Bibb County, right?
I passed it,
You know, maybe I think you gotta be a citizen, even though.
You won't believe what I did today.
Well, can you do this for us? Can you ask if anyone in your church or any of your membership would be willing to serve on it? Anybody that's got some historic preservation interests, likings,
And even on the housing committee, we could
Right.
yes,
definitely need.
the housing committee.
But in fact, where I'm at is a historic place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sherman, he came through there.
Yep.
You know, historic bypass.
Yeah.
We run into that problem a lot, getting people to, do on board appointments and all. You'd be surprised the time we have to sit there and just please. I guess a lot of people just, they want to come up here, but when you try to get them, you want to get somebody that's upset, ask them to serve on something, you won't never see them again.
You just give me the paperwork, we'll,
Yeah.
definitely, and we have some, well, Miss Mad Newman's can't do it now. But, I'm her pastor, but we have a lot of people, who live down in the district.
Sure. All right. Ms. Vaughn, you want to, ladies first tonight, start the commissioner comment?
Had a great week of learning this past week at the ACCG conference. I took government law. Bless you. Thank you for keeping us in line.
She trying to tell you what to do now, Ashley? Let me tell you. One class.
One class. I slept at a Holiday Inn Express. Thank you. Call me an attorney now. So, but no, it's always a great time to be around, and for the fellowship of it too, and just the networking of being around like-minded people that are all elected to do for their community. And I mean, that's the one thing that I say, that this board, I pride myself on that. It's not about what's in District 3, which we do have to defend our championship on cleanup day, which is May the 20th, and so that someone on that side over there doesn't win again.
Let me ask you this. What do y'all think about challenging like the rec ball teams as ball teams to compete against each other in the trash pickup?
I love that.
Because they're right in the middle of ball season.
That's a team District 1.
I'll work on that.
So what do y'all, wait a minute now, you gotta watch this. Next thing you know, you're gonna have Wendy getting all the rec teams on her thing.
No,
Or
they'd be competing against each other.
There you go.
But
They can't be getting on my zones though.
I can see this getting real bad because these two right here are gonna start saying, you need to come out to my district.
It'd be great to have all the ball teams, so all the kids
I did
and their
send
parents participating.
I sent an email out to all the principals and assistant principals at the school, and I named which schools and who were the commissioners at each one of those. I can't help that I have 4 of them in my district. I am blessed. You have 2 in yours.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Are we gonna have to have a work session on rules on this cleanup?
I think the
No,
committee
it's the
this-
most trash wins, thank you.
Yeah, this year the committee's gonna check in license, identification, tag numbers, and counting them bags. Last year it was like
It's
4,
an
6,
independent
12.
study on the bags. I don't count them, somebody else does. So, but no,
per month.
it was great training, and we look forward to the competition as usual. I still keep challenging him to a pickleball tournament. He won't take that offer. So I just have to beat him at trash.
And trash talking. Good job.
That's trash talking. And I got to go first. Thank you, Chairman.
Y'all wanna swap over to this side for rebuttal?
Here's my rebuttal, Chairman. Anybody in District 1, y'all sign up, get with me, sign up. I got nothing, Chairman. It's a great day. We had some good conferences down there, and we learned a lot, and appreciate the taxpayers trusting us with their money and their needs, and I think we've got a good board that is intentional about taking care of them, so, thank y'all.
Okay, so you no rebuttal on the?
No rebuttal.
Okay, I'll give you.
I'm taking the
give you a
higher
chance.
road,
Since he
Chairman.
hid the trophy the whole
Taking
time
the-
last
I'm taking the
meeting.
higher road.
Is my trophy under your desk?
I'm taking the
over
higher
there?
road, Chairman.
Is it?
There's nothing under my desk, you know.
Martin,
I think this is false accusations.
tell me you're gonna be able to help trash this time, or you got track meet again?
We may not have a track meet, which would be great, except my fraternity brother gets married in New Jersey that weekend, so I'm trying to figure that part out.
Does he want to pick up trash?
Of course not. He's not doing that. He picked up trash when he lived here, though. He was actually in District 1. Yep. All right, so I concur with everybody who went to the conference. Great learning opportunity. Thank you, Shannon, for county audit. I appreciate you. I never knew numbers would be so exciting. And then regionalism. It was interesting to learn some of the other regional work that people were doing across the state. And all that means to citizens is that counties can work across county lines to do business together and to help one another, whether it's industrial park, water, sewer, things of that nature. And it was pretty cool. I did learn, but I forgot the name. There's one county in the state that does not have a high school, so they send their high school students to another county. So they don't have a high school football team, they don't have high school reunions, any of that. Anybody know which county that is? I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to go back and find out because I was like, holy cow, they don't have a high school. It's Baker? It's Baker. Okay. That was of interest to me because how do you build camaraderie and relationship without that component, right? Because they go to another county. So it was a wow to me. But it was a good experience. And again, to Sam's point, thank you all for trusting us. We do our best not to waste any money, and definitely we go to classes and attend, and we stay awake as much as we can, even with all the activities that go on, because there's networking that happens there that can make a difference in terms of building relationships and getting stuff done. So I encourage everybody to attend. I just keep writing this down every meeting, and I'm going to keep saying it every meeting, just in case there happens to be a pop-up election and we forget the opportunity like the one that just passed. Liquor sales, and then, of course, T-Splosh. A lot of the counties talked about that regional T-Splosh and the regular T-Splosh, and that's a transportation splosh, which allows us to do more roads. It didn't pass in our county for a number of reasons, but that's additional support for us being able to pave roads. And I don't know why this Bluetooth thing isn't working, so pardon me. Thought I turned it off. It's additional support for us to be able to pave roads. And this county, with our current budget, we only can do about $1 million and some change each year. The T-Splosh could help us do some additional roads. And so just keep that in mind when you see that, if you see that on a ballot, or remind us to make sure we get it on the ballot when that time comes, along with liquor sales.
And tell them why that one.
Why about the liquor
Yes.
sales? Oh, because we know that Jones counties don't really drink. It just happens to be liquor stores at the borders of each of our county entrances, and those folks make millions of dollars off of the liquor sales. We had a leakage report that shows at the economic development meeting that we went to in Atlanta, I can't remember the exact numbers. Does anybody remember? It was $9 million in tax loss a year. So that does mean Jones County drink to the tune of $9 million in taxes. So we actually are drinking significantly more than that. And we're giving that away to Bibb County mostly, and potentially Baldwin County, but mostly Bibb County, because they have liquor stores in those areas, and we buy our liquor on our way into our county. So keep that in mind. We don't want to lose those funds, whether you support liquor or not, or you drink or not. The tax revenue is what we're after to help our county.
Oh, Chair, sorry, not for you. What Daylon said about the T-Splosh, can we start getting maybe a presentation, something we can have the public look at and see what the benefits, pros and cons of it? And because I think there was a lot of talk down there about regional T-Splosh that have benefited from it when they failed in the county level. But I mean, it has failed, so there's a lot of people against it a couple of times, and I think most people think another tax. Nope, not going to do it. But I think we're spending taxpayers' monies on roads now. If we offset that, what does that look like, and does it get us more roads paved? So I think putting it out there, the pros and cons, so people can make up their mind, because things like everything else, I don't think we should be promoting it. We should be
Explain to them what a regional, T-Splosh is
Well, like,
and what we lost.
I sit on that board, if you'd like me to. It was $1 million a year for this county that I sit on that board, and I was able to get $1 million a year just for dirt roads over a 10-year period, and then we had another $1 million something a year for other projects that were listed on that.
And it
And so
didn't
many
pass.
people told me, I didn't vote for it, and I said, well, we could almost, $1 million a year, we could do pave a lot of dirt roads, and that's what we lost in this county for the regional, which is regional's over, but we were gonna be one of the bigger recipients for what we paid in and what we got back out was, where some of the other counties like Bibb and Houston County, they were gonna be paying in more than they were getting, but we're gonna be getting back more than we paid in, so we had an opportunity, didn't lose it by much, but the county T-Splosh is the opportunity. We won't have $1 million a year for sure, but we'll have that 1 cent that we can't apply it for, roads or whatever. So
I just think there's a lot of people that voted against it for legitimate reasons they believe in, and I'm fine with that, because that's what we all should do, is vote what we believe. But I do believe there was a portion of people that voted just because it's a tax, and there are so many people that are going to vote no on a tax no matter what. I see it in E-Splosh, Splosh, O-Loss, every sales tax that comes in. But at the end of the day, people want their roads paved, people want their roads maintained, and that's got to come out of our general fund if we don't have another source to do it.
Yeah, and just real quickly, regional, there are 11 counties in this region, so if it would have passed, all the counties would have been participating, and there's a formula that shows what each county would have been contributing. The bigger counties didn't necessarily want to give back more because the little counties would have benefited more. But one thing most of us get, we're a bedroom community, so when we leave here, we drive through all of those counties and we spend our money there. So it's sort of a payback for the benefit of us being able to go there and do the work and spend our money in your counties, because we don't have a mall, we don't have a car dealership, so we're spending money in those counties anyway. And then to Sam's point, people don't want another tax, but we're paying it in another county. And no matter what we do, if we stop and shop at that Walmart, we're paying it in another county. When we buy a car, we are paying it in another county, except it doesn't come back here. So keep that in mind.
A lot of good points about the T-Splosh, and the main thing is educating the public. That way they can make an informed decision in an election. I want to remind everybody, Old Clinton War Days is this weekend, the 6th and 7th in Old Clinton, Georgia. Be a big draw, hopefully, and I think hopefully the weather will be nice. And I had some ideas floated to me by some citizens in the county about wildflowers growing on the sides of the road, possibly identifying strips of the better areas around the county and leaving some strips for a period of time until they seed out and then mow them. So it would be something maybe discuss with Public Works, and it's a draw. Understand people are coming in from out of the county to take pictures in certain areas, and so that's a draw, and hopefully they might spend some money here while they're doing that.
That'd be a great Eagle Scout project.
And I think that
you can get the seed right next door.
seeds-
Yep. I got a couple packs of them at the expo.
I was fixing to say, I think the 4-H would actually has got them that they would pretty much donate out to us.
Just some ideas on how to beautify the county in certain areas, and maybe on a less traveled road that doesn't cause any traffic issues. Yep, that's all I have.
Yes, we had a great conference in Savannah. I finished finance and public safety. Woo-woo. Commissioner Kitchens is ahead of me by 3 somehow. Hey, done snuck in on
Because
this.
I'm competitive, Chairman.
I had got you, but I really wish I had more finance and public safety classes, but I got them all. I've said time and time again, Don's heard me say it at different award banquets and stuff, when you go to these conferences and people come up and remember you, say, oh, you're the one with all the volunteers. I had 2 people remind me, they said, how's your volunteers doing? I said, great. He said, I don't know how you're doing it, but we're still having a hard time in our county to get volunteers to come up and like EMA and all. And I said, you just tell everybody, you just got to move to Jones County, I guess. But,
It ain't easy, believe me.
I know, but it's,
It's city, county, whatever.
when you talk to the other commissioners and they start bragging on it, hey, you know, you're the one with so-and-so, and you're the one with so-and-so, and you just kind of like, wow, you know, and, I heard Animal Services and our rescues that work with them. I've heard the same thing with our EMA and volunteers. It was just, you know, when you meet these people and that interaction we have with other counties, I mean, you learn a lot. I cannot tell you how many times a lot of times you hear stuff, you say, oh, I hope that don't happen to our county, because they'll start saying, don't, you know, oh boy, we're in trouble, you know. But, so you hear what not to do also with these, so. But with that said, I don't think we got anything else.
I got one thing left.
What did I-
One thing.
what I missed?
And it's on personal.
Oh.
I just want everybody, if you've been friends with me, you know my boys are very important. And I just want to congratulate River, my youngest son. He graduates with his master's degree from LaGrange College Saturday, and it's been a struggle because he's a football coach, a head wrestling coach, and a teacher, and he accomplished all of that this year while coaching, teaching, and everything. So he didn't think he was going to make it, but he finally got the okay that he had passed. Yay!
Well, while you got the floor
I make a motion to adjourn to go into executive session
for real estate and personnel.
for real estate and personnel.
Second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Thank you, everybody.